Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I happened just to be going through Instagram, and as I was on Instagram, I started looking at some of those accounts that I follow for a Will I Buy It, a Purchase or Pass, the new makeup releases sort of video. And I started going through and kind of going, oh, I'm glad I missed that. Oh, I'm glad I missed that. I thought, you know what I should do? A video about the makeup I'm glad I didn't buy. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, this one might be a little controversial, but I'm going to start out with the holiday collection from Pat McGrath. I bought the big palette last year, one of the cheek palettes. I bought some stuff last year, two of the small quints, the eye quints. And although I liked them, I didn't love them. And last year was the first year I'd ever purchased any of the holiday collection from Pat McGrath. And this year's, although it looks really pretty, I like this year that they have duos, that they also have the quints back. I think this is the third year in a row we've seen quints. But the duos to me are really cool. But it comes down to the fact that I don't often wear my Pat McGrath eyeshadows. And for the price that they are, I want to wear them more often. I only have two of the Mothership palettes, and I really feel like it's definitely not something that I'm wearing on a daily basis. Some people do and they look fabulous. I am not that person. And when I saw these, especially the fact that there's a lot more bright color in the larger holiday palette. There's kind of like a mint green, there's a blue, there's a red, there are some really bright and punchy shades in there. And that is outside of my eye makeup comfort zone. But I think a lot of it just came down to remembering that I didn't like last year's as much as I hoped I would. And I really haven't used it hardly at all, which is a shame. It's not that they're bad quality products. They're just not something that I reach for. So I was like totally fine on skipping this year's holiday palette. All right, here is something that was kind of on my Sephora loves list for a while. These have been kind of everywhere. I've seen them so much this year, and these are from Makeup Forever. These are their HD Skin cream palettes. Sometimes they'll be like nothing but foundation and concealer shades. Other times they'll be like blush and bronzers. And there's one right now, the Blush and Glow Longwear Cream Face Palette is $88. This is kind of like the new one that got released just as holiday like shopping kind of got kicked off. And although it is really pretty, I have to remind myself, first of all, that I have so much. I could go the rest of my life and never buy any more makeup and be just fine. And although I do purchase things for my channel to review, I feel like I don't have to have this. So many other people review this, that this is not one of those things that unless it's really calling to me. And part of me was thinking, well, maybe I should get it. Everyone's talking about it. But I finally got to the point where I told myself, don't buy anything you yourself are not genuinely interested in. Don't get it just because everyone else is talking about it. Don't get it because everybody else loves it. Because if it's definitely not something that you are instantly pulled to, drawn to, you're not going to use it. And guess what? I don't think I would. Maybe I would get it and find it like super useful. And maybe I would get it and use two shades couple of times and be out $88. So I'm kind of glad that I skipped on these palettes, like all of the different versions of this 12 pan cream palette from Makeup Forever. Another thing that is so beautiful, and part of me wants it because it's beautiful, not because I would use it, but I have to admit that I'm glad that I skipped this year's Lightwork palette from Danessa Myricks. This is the Lightwork 6 Freedom palette. I love Danessa's products. Really, really do. I have the Lightwork 1. I have, I think, the Lightwork 4, or is it Lightwork 5? It was last year's. It's beautiful, but I rarely reach for it. This is one of those things that if I were to get this, my 14-year-old, nearly 15-year-old, would be in it all the time, and it really wouldn't be mine. I'm not going to go out and spend the $125, or I guess it's $128. But what I do love is the creativity to, you know, turn them into like 3 different stacks of 6. Or to take one out, rearrange the pans to get the colors that you want in there, put the small lid on it and take just 6 shades along. There's just so much creativity in how you can arrange these and how to make them work best for you. I love that. Or just keeping them all in the same palette and that the small lid turns into a mirror. I mean, everything about this is ingenious. I love that aspect of it, but I just don't wear these colors. There might be 2 or 3 in here that I would wear occasionally, but everything else would definitely be, I would feel like I got into mommy's makeup, and I don't know that it would be pretty. But I'm glad I skipped this, but she is absolutely stunning. Another one that I feel the same way about. Like, the colors call to me because I love these shades. I just don't wear them on my eyes. And that is the new Roxa palette from Natasha Denona. So pretty. I mean, I want to wear those shades. I want to wear those purples and those pinks because they're such beautiful colors, and the palette is laid out in such a way that it just looks fabulous. But the truth is, I know myself. This is a palette I would not use even a little bit. But this is perfect for somebody who loves these violet and purple shades with a touch of pink. I think it's really the right sort of palette for the right person. I just happen not to be that person. Okay, here is a brand that is super popular, so many people love, and I've never tried it. And part of me is holding out because it's a celebrity brand. I'm like, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy it. But I've heard so many people say that they weren't going to buy it because it was a celebrity brand. And then when they finally broke down and tried it, they fell in love. So I don't know if I'm the odd man out. I don't know if I'm, you know, cutting off my nose to spite my face. You tell me if I'm wrong on this. But I am not mad at all that I have not tried the Rhode peptide lip treatments. They look really cool, but I've heard some people talking about, you know, an inconsistency in the formula in certain times where products will separate or things will happen where the butters and the oils in there will kind of separate from the color, and then you have, I don't know, that doesn't seem like something I want to deal with. But on top of that, I've heard other people just say it's the best peptide lip treatment they've ever tried. It's their favorite. The colors are great. I know everybody loves the phone case where they can keep, you know, their peptide lip treatment or any other squeezy tube lip balm. And I just think about it, and I think what's holding me back from trying anything from Rhode is because it's a celebrity brand. And I'm just like, nope, not gonna do it. But the weird thing is I've got stuff from Rare Beauty, which is Selena's brand, and Fenty, which is Rihanna's brand. Like, I don't know why I'm so like hell-bent on I will not buy things from Rhode. I don't get it. Either talk me out of it or reaffirm my ability to say no to this. Let me know in the comment section. Again, something else from Rhode. These are so popular this summer. These were the pocket blushes. Oh my goodness. Everybody and their mother was loving these, especially the shade Toasted Teddy. Okay. You already heard my reasons for not wanting to purchase Rhode, but it was really hard with this. Like, you know, I love a lip product, but I've got enough lip balms. I'm good. I've got peptide lip balms. I'm fine. But the minute I saw these, I was like, I don't know, maybe I need to try a blush. And I just haven't done it. And I'm kind of glad that I haven't done it. But if you feel like Rhode is a brand I should try, definitely tell me what your thoughts are on it and why. This next product, I don't know if it was particularly popular, but it definitely caught my eye, and it kept me coming back to it over and over and over again. These are the Dramatique Mega Lip Pencils from Pat McGrath. I always love a lip product no matter what it is. Anytime there's something new and it's for the lips, I'm always like, wait, what is it? I'm super excited. These also reminded me of the lip pencils years ago from Lipstick Queen. Lipstick Queen was one of my all-time favorite lipstick brands, and their matte pencils were absolutely stunning. I think they were the bow and arrow pencils, but they were so good. They looked just like this. They were in black packaging. They were these bright colors. They had some beautiful nudes. And I was like, and I think the reason I wanted it was because it reminded me of something that I had loved and I could no longer get because Lipstick Queen is no more. But then I thought about it. Do I really need more matte products? No. Do I like the matte lipstick formula, the bullet formula from Pat McGrath? No. Would I maybe not like this for similar reasons? maybe. So I skipped this, and I'm glad I skipped it. But these were calling to me like a siren's call in the night. And, you know, I'm steering myself into the rocks going, I want those lipsticks. But I'm kind of glad I skipped them. Okay, here's one that I really had to like tell myself, no, you don't need this. These are the Kosas blushes. These are the Blushes Life Baked Talc-Free Dimensional and Brightening Blushes. These look so beautiful. They look so beautiful, and I saw so many. These were like this summer, was it late spring, early summer? It was like the only blush anyone was talking about. It was just like everybody was all about these blushes. I felt like the reviews were a little mixed on these. And when I first saw them before I started seeing reviews, I was like, I want one, I need to try it. And I'm glad I kind of held out, because sometimes the ones that I think would have looked good on me based on photos were the ones when I was watching people who got the whole collection and were swatching them. Those would have been those shades that would have not been good on me. And the ones that I was kind of like, yeah, were the ones would have been stunning and beautiful. So I'm kind of glad I didn't do that. I don't live very close to my local Sephora. It's more than an hour away. And so I don't really get into store to swatch things very often. I get to a brick and mortar Sephora maybe 2 to 3 times a year. It's very rare for me to end up inside a Sephora. I do most of my shopping online because I live out in the sticks. But before you could actually see and swatch these in person, they were all the rage. Everybody was talking about them. Everybody was ordering them. And then people started getting like the full collections in the mail, like from Kosas. And I was like, oh, they look so pretty. But I'm kind of glad I skipped these. Here is something that people just go gaga for, and I kind of don't get it. And this right here is the Gisou hydrating lip oils, the honey infused hydrating lip oils. I know there are a ton of shades, fragrances, whatever associated with this Gisou lip oil. I love the little like wavy tube that it comes in. It looks really cool, but I'm like, but is it just all packaging and no substance? I don't know. I've never tried them, but they're so expensive. They're $32 a piece. I think that's what's keeping me from trying them. It's just like, for a lip oil, does it really have to be that expensive? I don't think so. There are so many other lip oils that I like that are not nearly this price. I feel like ones that are similar are the ones from Clarins. I really love the Clarins lip oil. And that last time I checked, I think was $30 or $32. So maybe they're kind of in that price range. Things could have changed since these first came out. I'm just glad I've never fallen for those little wavy swavy lip bottles that these lip oils come in. I just don't think that they would be all that. And probably because I have more mature lips, would probably just find all of my fine lines, and I'd end up with like glossy clown mouth where I would have like lip oil like way outside where it should be. So I don't think this is for me, and I'm glad I didn't purchase it. Okay, this one was one, it was either this or that. And I was trying to decide, am I gonna get the YSL bronzer or am I gonna get the Armani bronzer? And the Armani Luminous Silk Sunlit Creamy Bronzing Powder looked so beautiful. The one time that I was actually in store that it was super helpful for me was when these guys were brand new on the market. So I was able to swatch the YSL in store and the Armani in store. And the lightest shades, the one in the Armani tends to be so warm, so yellowy warm, that it would not have been a good color on me. I would have ended up looking like I had jaundice. So I'm so glad that I had the opportunity. I think the formula felt beautiful, and I really would like to try more Armani makeup, but I just want to make sure I'm getting the stuff that's right for me. So I'm glad I ended up going with the YSL bronzer, which I absolutely love, but I do want to see if I can try more Armani stuff. But I'm glad I didn't just order this online. I was this close to ordering it on, like, just hold on, you're gonna be going to Sephora sometime soon, wait and see if you can find it and swatch it in store. And it just really saved me, what, $65? I don't remember how much they were, but they were in the $60 range. I'm glad I didn't end up spending that. I wanted one of these Fenty Demi Glow highlighters so bad. So bad. They looked so beautiful. They were limited edition, and that's what stopped me from getting them, because I thought if they're not part of the permanent collection and they're only here for a little bit, if I get it, fall in love with it, and then I can't get it anymore, then I also would want to wear it, but then you're going to ask me what it is and where can you get it, and I'll be like, it's limited edition and it's just gone. So I know that's a stupid thing, but as somebody who does YouTube and has a channel, I try really hard to stay away from limited edition makeup just because it can be so hard later when you're wearing what is your favorite thing and somebody asks you and you're like, so sorry, you can't have one. But they just look so pretty. They look so pretty. And I really, really wanted to pick one up and I was like, oh, don't do it. Don't do it. So earlier this year, Westman Atelier came out with new lipsticks. These were the Lip Suede Matte Lipsticks, $50 a piece, 10 shades. They looked so beautiful. I was so close to purchasing one of these. And then I saw one of the YouTubers that I follow, that I love to watch, trying them and wearing them through a whole video. And all I could see was how it emphasized the lines on her lips. And she's probably a good 15 years younger than me. And we both have combo skin. And I was looking at that the whole time going, what is that lipstick? That lipstick is terrible. And I was hoping it wasn't something that I loved. And when I expanded the description bar to see what lipstick she was wearing, I was like, oh, I'm never buying one of those. Now, perhaps she was having a bad lip day. There are days when my lips are very well cared for, and there are days that I've let everything, like I've fallen off the lip maintenance wagon and I am crusty and like not good. But on those days, I tend to go for something that's a little bit more hydrating and not quite so matte. And the lipsticks to me, just by watching it, made it look like they were drying her lips out over the course of the video. And I was like, no, we can't have that. I don't want to have anything to do with that, especially at that $50 price point. Now, I could be wrong. These could be beautiful lipsticks. But after seeing that one video going, ugh, I would never want my lips to look like that. That's why I never picked one of these up. But if you have one and you think they're great, tell me about it. I would love to know, did I totally miss something I should pick up and try? Because I'm always willing to try something, even if I missed it the first time around, if you think it's worth it. Okay. And I think the reason that all of this started, this whole video idea, came down to the cooling water jelly tint blushes from Milk. Remember those like little squishy, everybody was like slicing them and dicing them and biting into them, and they, oh, for me, like, first of all, it's a makeup item, so let's just let it be makeup. And they do look really cool, and I remember seeing them in person in Sephora once. But the thing that's terrible about these is that they look like a blush that you should be able to just swipe on. But if you swipe it on and then start to blend, if you don't blend fast enough, you're never going to blend it out before it sets. And it's a stain. So I remember going, oh, that is not for me. For years ago, when Benetint was really popular and everybody was wearing it, I got some Benetint and I was trying to put it on my lips. And all it did was catch all my flakies and emphasize the lines in my lips. And when I put it on as a cheek stain, I was trying to blend it out. I could never tap it out soon enough without having like a little blotchy spot of Benetint. And I know that I don't have the skills to make a stain work on my cheeks. And so when I saw this, I just knew it was an automatic no-go. But the internet went crazy for these things. They went nuts for it. Like, they sold out so many times. I think they sold out more than 10 times. And when I saw this image, I was like, yeah, okay, let's talk about all the makeup I'm glad I didn't buy. Okay, last three of these are going to be really quick because they're all lip products. One were the Pout Click lip plumping pens from e.l.f. I feel like there are so many brands that do those click-up pen style gloss and stick form products. I know a lot of high-end brands do it. I know that NYX does it, e.l.f. does it. Is there one even from Flower Beauty? Like, there's a lot of options this way. And of course, everybody's trying to dupe the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lips. But the truth is, I'm kind of over it. And also, I heard that these weren't that great. The reviews that I saw, they were like, oh, I was expecting more. So I'm glad I missed it for that reason, but also I'm kind of over the gloss in stick form product. Something that I was really surprised I didn't end up getting this year were the Hollywood Beauty Icon Kissing Lipsticks in pinks and reds from Charlotte Tilbury. I'm surprised I didn't pick up one of the reds. I love red lipstick more than anything, and I really feel like the Matte Revolution formula is so beautiful and wears so well. It's one of my favorite formulas. And so when I saw there was a whole bunch of reds, I have one red from Charlotte. It's Patsy's red, and it's the one she made for her mom, and it's beautiful, but I don't wear it as often as I should. And when I thought about that, I was like, nope. You need more red lipstick, like you need another hole in your head. But I was so close. I also love the fact that instead of being in the rose gold packaging with those like vintage looking tubes, that it was actually in pink metallic or red metallic packaging. I was like, oh, they're so pretty. And I realized I was drooling over the packaging and the idea of the lipstick, not the lipstick itself. Last thing I'm glad I did not get were the Guerlain Kiss Kiss Bee glow oils. These looked so pretty, like just the component, like the golden cap, like the rounded edges on that squarish tube. It just looked so stunning. But then I saw the picture of the lips, of the shape, the part of the lips that didn't have anything on there, and then the ones that did. And it didn't just look like a pink lip gloss. It looked like a pH adjusting lip gloss. And I was like, no. Now, I don't know if these are pH adjusting, but I was just like, everybody was doing pH adjusting stuff in spring and early summer. And I was like, absolutely not. And so I just decided not to. I was really close to picking one of these up, but I decided against it, and I'm kind of glad that I did. And I really don't feel like I'm missing anything. I feel like, although I do love lip oils, me and lip oils, I'm kind of more into like glossy balms and not the click up pen type, like the squeezy tube type. But I feel like my preferences are changing, and those are reflected in the products that I'm glad I didn't purchase, as well as the ones that I'm really excited to add to my collection. Hey, thanks for watching today. This was kind of fun. Now, this is not a complete list of all the things that I'm glad I didn't buy, just the ones that reminded me of a specific moment in time where it felt like something that everybody was going gaga over. I really think it's good to look back and to remind myself that I don't have to get everything, even though I feel like recently I've been picking up everything. I am really, really glad to go back and look and go, you know what? I'm glad I showed some self-restraint. I'm glad I didn't buy that. Thank you so much for watching today. If you're curious as to what I'm wearing on my face, I'll have all of that listed for you in the description box. Just go ahead and click expand and you'll find out what it is, along with those affiliate links. Thank you so much for watching. Have an incredible day, and I will see you again soon.